Alright you guys, welcome back to my channel. I do have a dupes video which I'm really excited for because when it comes to high-end products, I feel like a lot of them are good, of course, in terms of quality, but there's some drugstore versions out there which I feel like are just as good, if not better. So I do want to share with you guys what I have in this box. But before I do start, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, and let's jump right into the video. Before I go ahead and start, I do want to point out that I have a lot of the high-end products in front of me, but some of them I don't. But either way, I tried them out before, so I do know how I feel about them. And the first two I do want to talk about is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I feel like this is such a popular product because, one, the formula is amazing. It's a very, how do I say this? It's a very thick concealer, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like that on the face. And it just makes everything look really smooth and flawless. I really do love this. But I feel like a lot of people do love it because of the applicator as well. It's so big and jumbo and makes it really simple to like apply all over the face. Now, when it comes to a drugstore dupe, I feel like the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer is a very great dupe because, one, this is bomb, y'all. Like, I just tried this, I think, a couple months ago, and I fell in love with it because the formula is so amazing. And when it comes to concealers, I'm very, very picky. So with this, I just immediately fell in love. So let me show you guys the applicator as well because it just looks so similar to the Tarte Shape Tape. And I feel like a lot of people bought this because of that. The applicator and just like the formula, just everything was just working for me. So moving on to the next sets, these two are also concealers, but I feel like these are very, very similar in terms of formula. Let me start off with the high-end one. So I have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Concealer in the shade 410, and I have the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer as well in the shade Mahogany. These two have like that gel-like formula. I cannot describe it, but if you tried the Fenty one before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't feel like your regular concealer, so you just know it's a little bit different. But when I swatch these two on my skin, y'all, like, I don't know if y'all can tell on camera, but I'll just do it anyways. And I know me swatching it is not really doing too much, y'all, because I mean, you can't feel it. But if you tried these two before, the formula is just very, very similar. So when I found this out a couple months ago, I was so excited to share with you guys once I did this video. So yeah, if you want to try the Fenty one, but it's too pricey for you, I do suggest the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer. Okay, so now moving on to the next category, I do have setting powder. And before I do start, let me know down below if you think Beauty Bakerie is high-end or drugstore, because some of their products are super cheap and then some of them are a little bit up there, so I wasn't sure, but I still wanted to include it in this video. So if you guys don't know, my favorite under eye powder in the whole entire world is a Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Kunafa. I talk about this so much because it is just so good, you guys. It makes your under eyes literally look flawless, and yeah, I love it too much. But I feel like a dupe for it is a Beauty Bakerie Flour Better Not Bitter powder in the shade Plantain. The color and everything, if I hold it up for y'all, is so similar in the packaging, and they both keep you really matte throughout the day. They both look very flawless underneath the eyes. It's just a great dupe. So with this, I feel like I paid like $22 for it, so it's not super cheap, but at the same time, for this one, I believe I paid $34 or $38, so you are saving a lot of money between these two. But either way you go, honestly, they're bomb. But if you want to dupe, I do suggest the Beauty Bakerie one. Now, if you guys don't know, when it comes to my channel, I love blush. Like, me and blush, I don't know what it was. I feel like I went through a phase where like I was wearing blush all the time. I kind of stopped, and then I kind of, you know, got back into it. So when it comes to blush, I do have a lot, but the two that I felt like were like a dupe is a MAC, let's see, Raizin Blush, and also the e.l.f. Always Spicy Blush. Now, when I show you guys what these look like side by side, okay, they look very, very similar. So let me show you guys. I know the MAC one looks super dark, but trust me, I will explain myself in a little bit. So side by side, y'all can tell this one's a little bit, the e.l.f. one's a little bit lighter and this one's a little bit darker. But when you put it on the cheeks, you cannot tell a difference. It is so weird, and I tried it again this morning. On the cheeks, they look so similar. And I kind of want to put it on my face to show you guys, but let's try it. So taking the MAC Raizin Blush, I'm going to take a little bit of this onto the cheeks, and I don't want to apply too much, but I want to show you guys what the color looks like because it's so pretty. Everybody knows what MAC Raizin looks like. Now let me kind of clean my brush a little bit by wiping it on my thighs. It's not sanitary, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Always Spicy Blush. Take some of this onto the cheeks. And I hope y'all are seeing what I'm seeing, okay? Because they look so similar. I'm telling you, on the cheeks, if you swatch it next to each other, they don't. But for some reason, on my cheeks, they just look so similar. So now, if you love the MAC Raizin Blush, which is such a staple, everybody loves this blush, but you feel like it's a little bit too pricey for you, I do suggest the e.l.f. Always Spicy, because this, like, this is bomb. I love it. Love it. So now these next two, y'all, like, I'm telling you, when you swatch them side by side, they are literally dupes, okay? So the first one is the Wet n Wild Hustle and Glow Loose Highlighter, and I love this because I believe I paid about either $6 or $8, something around that price, and you get so much product. Like, I'm never, ever going to run out of this. But then also, I have the Artist Couture Conceited Loose Highlighter. If you guys don't know, Artist Couture makes one of the best loose highlighters out there. They literally look wet on the skin. It is just beautiful, and this is my favorite loose highlighter out there. So when I saw the Wet n Wild Hustle and Glow, I was like, let me just buy it and see, you know, if it kind of works the same. And it does. These two, like, I have to swatch it, but these two give that nice champagne gold, just beautiful highlight on the skin. So let me swatch it for y'all. So I wanted to come up close to show you guys what they look like, but this one is an Artist Couture loose highlighter, and this on top is a Wet n Wild loose highlighter as well in Hustle and Glow. So y'all can see what they look like, but I'm telling you, when you put them on the skin, you cannot tell a difference on the cheeks, and they're just so blinding. They give you that wet look. Like, I love these two. And to be honest, when it comes to highlighters, I don't like pressed highlighters anymore because I feel like they kind of sit on top of the skin, whereas with loose highlighter, they kind of melt a little bit more. So I prefer loose highlighter nowadays. So the next category is setting spray, and I do have the Beauty Bakerie Sweet Grace baking spray. And this, y'all, you guys know I rave about this all the time, but when it comes to setting your makeup, once you spray this all over, it is not moving at all. Now, another setting spray that's very similar I cannot talk. Similar to it is the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. That one is so good, you guys, and the only reason I stopped buying it was because of the price. It is $36, which I feel like is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit up there because you now have Morphe and also Beauty Bakerie, so you don't need to spend a lot of money when it comes to setting sprays. That I don't have in front of me, but you guys know it also holds your makeup throughout the day, and they kind of do the same exact thing. So I'd rather go with Beauty Bakerie, but either way, they are both really good. Now it looks like we only got a couple more products left, but one of them is a Morphe micro brow pencil in the shade Chocolate Mousse. Now, if y'all are like an OG, like, you know, supporter, you guys know I used to use a Precisely My Brow pencil from Benefit, which I still love till this day, but the only thing was the price was like $24 for one brow pencil, whereas with Morphe, you're getting a bomb brow pencil for $5. And I'm telling y'all, the formula is so similar. And I feel like when it comes to a lot of brow pencils out there, they're either very waxy, or I don't know, I just don't love the pigment, or there's something always off. Like, I'm telling y'all, I don't love a lot of brow pencils out there, and this one has like that matte feeling to it, which I like because nobody wants like a shiny brow. Like, nobody wants a shiny brow. So this is one of my favorites, you guys. It's $5, and you can buy like, you know, what, 5 of these for like the price of one high-end brow pencil, which is crazy. So I'm telling y'all, once you try this out and you like it, let me know, because I told you. And also, I do want to point out, if the lighting is kind of changing, y'all, it's because the sun keeps going in and out, so I can't control that, all right? But moving on to the last two, one of them I do have is a Wet n Wild Rose in the Air eyeshadow palette, and I will show you guys what it looks like. I'm sure y'all are very familiar with this because a couple years ago, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette came out, and I feel like this eyeshadow palette is such a great dupe for it because the tones, like everything is just so similar to that palette, and you get this for like, what, $5? And Wet n Wild, when it comes to their eyeshadow palettes, are so buttery and creamy and pigmented, and I will show you guys what I mean. So here is the pink shade, or the purple shade. Like, y'all, look at that. Look at that. It is so buttery. It is crazy. I mean, come on now, because y'all know when it comes to drugstore eyeshadow palettes, a lot of them are dry, okay? they don't blend, you know what I'm saying? But with this, I feel like they have like one of the best formulas when it comes to drugstores, so I highly recommend this one. So last but not least, I do have liquid lipsticks, and my favorite liquid lipstick out there that's orange is a Smashbox, what is it called? Always On liquid lipstick in the shade Out Loud. This is such a beautiful color, you guys. I love wearing this all the time, and whenever I do wear it, people always ask me what is on my lips. Now, when I was in a drugstore a month or two ago, I did see the L'Oreal Paris liquid lipstick in the shade Amaze. These two, when swatched side by side, are so similar. So let me go ahead and swatch and show you guys what I mean. So here they are up close, and the bottom one is a L'Oreal Paris liquid lipstick, and this one on top is a Smashbox liquid lipstick. And I feel like the L'Oreal one is a little bit more shinier, but trust me, I have it on my lips today and it completely dried down. And I put a little bit more brown lip liner so you can't really tell, you know, like the orange tones. But trust me, once it dries down, it's completely fine. But these two are so similar, and I got excited because I love the Smashbox one. It's one of my favorites, but I also love finding a good dupe when it comes to liquid lipsticks out there. But those were all the products I want to go ahead and share with you guys. I am so surprised I went through this really quickly, and I kind of want to make a series out of this because I have a bunch more products I could share, but I didn't want to make this video too long, so let me know down below if you want to see that. But I love you guys so much. Make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.